Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Mr. Tariq Hussain, Chairman KBC, Mr. Anisur Rahman, Secretary KBC, my very dear friend and the renowned economist, Dr. Shahid Hussain Siddiqui sir, my very dear friend, Mr. Engineer M.A. Jabbar sir, Abid Anwar sir, the fellow speakers, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum. I'm truly grateful for giving me this honor to share my very candid views on a very important topic. These days it has become more important in a sense that people just wanted to know whether or not the economy will be able to revive or will further go down and economy will collapse, and there are different speculations, there are different versions. Straight coming towards the point, ICMA has been very, very close to my heart, and for last many years I've been making it a point to come and attend, whether it is a pre-budget seminar or any other functions of ICMA, because I feel it's a very important august body and contributing a great deal in terms of professionalism. Now, before we talk about the roadmap to the economic revival, first of all, let's understand and agree the reasons for this economic mess, and whether they are bona fide reasons, they are self-created, they are natural, or could have been avoided. These are very important things before we come to the topic of revival. Now, I've jotted down a few things which I have also emailed you, I think, and your KBC can circulate among the members. The challenges which the present government has encountered, the first one was the war against the army operation in Fata and Waziristan. All the political parties decided to maintain the writ of the government because we lost the writ of the government. In Sawat, it was not allowed to raise the national flag. Even in some parts, now they are not allowed to play national anthem. So virtually we had lost the writ, the government has lost the writ, and all political parties, the general consensus, have decided to maintain the writ and to start an army operation. And you have seen a comprehensive operation was started. A lot of people was IDPs, but still heads up to our Fauj Pakistan, the army. We've cleaned up Sawat and Malakand. And now you can see still that you can see the Pakistani flag is there, and schools are reopened, and you can see normal life in terms of shoppings and tourists visiting those areas. So this was one thing. But the operation has costed you so much. The friends who have promised us to contribute, most of them they back out. Friends of Pakistan, the total contribution which was announced, we never received. But then we were in a position that we cannot leave it as an unfinished agenda. It was either do or die. Either we let them have their writ maintained or let the government maintain their writ. So we have no option but to carry it on at all costs. So what we did, we cut our public sector development projects, we cut social sector allocations, and we keep supplying armament, we keep supplying food, we keep supplying all other required items to the army for Operation Cleanup. And that has dented your economy because you borrowed a lot of money. Then, second disaster was flood, and that was not, again, it was a national calamity beyond anybody's control. And the magnitude of this disaster was, again, the worst hit disaster in the history of the Pakistan. 20 million people was displaced. $10 million. It is a conservative loss by ADBP, World Bank and IFC. $10 billion. Now we have hardly received anything. Most of the aid this time came in the form of coins and not in form of cash. So again then we again cut the public sector project first with 118 billion, then again with 100 billion, so total 280 billion has been chopped off to meet the expenses for the flood relief operations. And again we have no choice here. But you can't just leave your contribution in a municipal condition. Still some of the parts are, the people are without the roof and they need humanitarian help, but we have very limited resources and very gradual, these guys are helped. So this was the second thing that is giving a big blow to your economy in terms with your all plans. So your priorities were changed. Your plans were changed, your resources were diverted. Then let's see after this two big blow, how the economy reacted. Now when I will talk about economy, I'll say external sector and internal sector. So let's differentiate it and see how we have performed externally. Other factor that is the factor of economy was severe load shedding, shortfall, gas and power. Then government's financial support about 250 billion to 300 billion to public sector enterprises like PEPCO, steel mill, railway, PIA. Again, that's 300 billion rupees every year putting in the Kala Kuan. It's been going on. Is a huge burden on the government. And then the last is 301 billion paid for the circular debt and 145 billions more to pay. And last, the commodity financing was made for the procurement of the wheat, but then the prices of the wheat in the international market gone down, and you are finding it hard to export to get back that money. So these were the challenges. Okay, I'll repeat again and then we'll come to the topic. The first is army operations, Swat and Malakand, and then Fata in Waziristan, and diverting your own resources there. Then the flood, then 250 to 300 billion rupees for the